All right, hello, welcome to the Go In or Out podcast. I'm your host today, Ruben Reinenberg, and I'm today joined of one of my good friends, Tom.
Yo, what's up?
And also, I'm joined with one of my other great friends, Jamie.
How you doing?
So, guys, this is our fourth episode, 1/3 of the season we want to make, because we want to make like 12 to 13 episodes. Guys, this is kind of like one of the milepoints. How do you guys feel about it?
I'm fucking excited.
Yeah, and Tom, how do you feel about it?
Hell yeah, it's cool. You know what? It isn't as much of a burden as I thought it was gonna.
Yeah, you really thought it was going to be a burden, but we're going to be pretty
No.
Like, the fun thing is, I don't speak with Jamie and Tom on a regular basis. Every time we record, it's like the first time we talk again for like 2 weeks. And that's very funny because we text a little bit, but like when we're going to record, there's always a 2 weeks and I don't really physically or talking through Discord with them.
No.
So that's pretty funny actually, right guys?
It's always catching up, like
Yeah, it's kind of a catching
before
up
or
thing to do.
during the podcast. We're always catching up.
That's
Yeah.
really true, actually. So for today, guys, with my study now, becoming a gym teacher and stuff, I have the class social studies and social everything about how people socialize or how they develop socially or anything in that typical thing. So there are some things that catch my eyes, and so I want to talk to you guys about it if you guys are okay with it.
Well, it sounds really interesting, so I'm all for it.
Yeah,
And
do
also,
it.
I want to kind of like what the people did on Instagram that messaged me. I want to kind of interpret it, what they said in this little segment of this week.
This
too.
section.
Segment, whatever. I want to put it in there so the voices of the people that listen to us are kind of heard, right?
Yeah, well, that was always the plan. Have a bit of
Yes, indeed.
fewer feedback interaction in the show itself.
Yes.
So-
So for this week, I want to talk about insecurities and specifically under teenagers and young adults, people who are in their high school years or just starting high school, and there's just a lot of things happening during that period. And I also want to discuss the difficulties of talking about your emotion or your own opinion, since a lot of people issued that they had struggles talking about their own opinions and emotions. So, are you guys ready?
Jawel, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jawel.
Yeah, I think it
Nice.
well.
A little bit of Dutch in it, but we're ready. So, Jamie, for you, first question. So, what do you feel like going back to your high school time? That the opinions of others, how did changed you, changed or affect your behavior towards them and towards what you actually wanted to do? Like, can you give me something, man?
Well, yeah. Well, for me, opinions were like pretty important. It wasn't like I was fishing them out, or influencing other people, but I was kind of getting influenced by them. You know, your friend group doesn't like a thing, so even without you experiencing it, you start with a negative experience, even though you never experienced that thing, which kind of sucks if you do like something or
Yeah.
want to try something, but because other people are saying like, no, it's not fun, it sucks, it's bad, whatever, you're like, all right, I want to try it, but because they say it sucks, I'm not gonna try it.
And can you give me an example of what was something you really wanted to try, but because of the negative attention towards that thing you wanted to do, like what was it that people were so negative about?
Well, I wanted to do theater like a year earlier than I did, but in that year I had a different friend group than I did when I did do it. And they were pretty negative about it. They were mostly negative and hateful about the people that did it. So they insulted those people and were like, you know, it's just dumb, it sucks, it's not fun. Why would you do that? Why would you waste your time on that? And instantly, you're like, if I do that, I'm going to become one of those people. I might like it, but I don't want to be labeled that way. I don't want to be hated by my friends.
Yeah, so-called
And-
friends, yeah.
Yeah, so-called friends indeed. So it was weird, and I'm glad that I made like new friends the year after and actually started doing theater because it's a really
Yeah.
fun thing. But it was just so negative, and it really shined on me, and I inherited kind of their opinion.
Yeah, that's pretty strange, right? People actually are so affected by the opinions of others, while we actually wanted to, something else. Because in the what you say theater, I also started theater a lot later than I actually wanted. Like eventually, I was telling myself that I wasn't made for theater, and because the people around me also, like you, were pretty, how you say, negative about it. And indeed, what you say about the people, even though they're extremely nice, and some of them are actually really close friends of mine. So that's pretty extremely funny that we have a coincidence.
Yeah, indeed. And so it really sucks to have like an experience like this, because you're like, I shouldn't have listened. I should have just done it. Fuck what they say.
Yeah, you gotta do what you wanted to do, and if someone else's opinion isn't the same as yours, that's totally fine, right? Or am I just, is it weird?
No, it's not all right. No, no.
Tom.
Oh, Tom.
I should
Tom, you're
stop being.
actually very silent. So maybe I have a little. What was something in your time at high school that was affecting you, like the people around you, or maybe some group pressure? What was affecting you that you wanted to do something, but someone else affected you in with their opinions or group pressure that you actually couldn't do, or started later? Like, what was something for you?
There wasn't much because, like, at least in the big, in the, like, especially in the last, like, after the first 2 years of high school, I felt that pressure from my friend group. But after that, I kind of also developed friends that really didn't do much of that. And even if they did, I started getting more and more friends all around the school and in all different groups. So for me, it wasn't really like deciding to do something. It wasn't because of my friends that did it, because I always had a friend that also did that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so there was always someone that you could have related to.
Yeah.
oh, he does that too. Oh
So
yeah, that's pretty
so
nice.
there was no pressure in thinking I was gonna be alone in that, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
But didn't you have like people from like you say you had friends from everywhere? Uh, has it ever happened that people from one group trash talked another group? From your experience.
Not like a
Nah.
little bit. Like I was in this girl group and they were trash talking this other girl group that I wasn't in, so it was quite all right. But
Yeah, and did that influence your opinion of the other girl group? Or
no,
was it like,
I was like,
all right.
okay, this is just drama and fuck drama.
good attitude for life? Good attitude for life.
Yeah.
So moving right along. So what do you guys feel like that people from a younger age have difficulty showing their emotions to their friends, and maybe also families? Maybe give us an example, because when you're younger, there are a lot of things that are going through your head and going through life. And how do you guys feel like things are happening? Because I used to struggle with a thing that's called imaginary public. And imaginary public is, I think that people are watching me, what I'm doing, and so I'm reacting or being different or feel different because I feel that people are watching me for what I'm doing. So I'm not showing how I actually wanted to be or what kind of emotion I was showing. I didn't want people to see that I was maybe sad or something. So how do you guys feel like this applies to you?
I think I
Well-
kind of maybe I'm a bit of the opposite. If I want people to, like, if I'm feeling some kind of way, I almost always want the people around me to know.
So you
It's-
really
it's-
want to let people know how you feel.
Yeah, not the people I don't really care about, but the people I care about, that I always want them to know how I feel, and I start acting a way that I think they should they know, like,
They would notice, yeah. They
Yeah.
would just look at you and be like, "Oh, he's sad, he's happy, he's mad."
yeah. And sometimes that doesn't work out because sometimes they don't notice, or they don't
And
want to notice. I don't know.
So, are you still doing this behavior towards your friends that you're actually really showing, or maybe not really showing? That's maybe a bit over exaggerated, but that you're actually let people know how you feel. Are you still doing that, or you're a bit more? How you
Well,
say?
I just, what it is, it's not that I totally do that, but it's more I don't hide my emotions.
You're not hiding your emotions,
Yeah,
so you're
yeah.
actually showing. That's pretty good, actually, because a lot of people struggle with showing their emotions. And Jamie, for you, did you ever had experience what I just told you, that you feel like when people watching you that you're actually feel like, oh no, I don't want people to know that I'm sad, or that oh my god, people are looking at me. Did you ever had that feeling like?
I think it's weird. I think I'm like in the middle because, yeah, I do the thing that Tom does when I'm like feeling something. I'll try to not really exaggerate it, but make it apparent. But at the same
Mhm.
time, I'm just like, I don't want anyone to see me this way. But why am I doing this? Because I'm feeling this way, but I don't want anyone to see me. But I'm really sad, so let's show it. I don't want them to see me. It's like the middle ground, and it's always a weird thing. And now I've like really learned to deal with it a bit. But it used to be really bad.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I there are sometimes that really people really could see that I'm just annoyed. But when I'm just like coming to school and something maybe at home happened, or at the sport I used to play, I used to hide all those emotion that was crumbling up in me, and I'm just and sometimes it just bursted out, and I feel like that people shouldn't or crumble that emotion like on a big pile. Like imagine a pile of clothes, dirty clothes, going in your room, and it just the pile gets bigger. You should just literally clean it up. Like, and I feel like that's the same with emotions, because I used to really pile that emotions up until it actually bursted out, and I always did something dumb or stupid when that happened. So I wanted to let everyone know that showing emotions and talk about something that's bothering you is very healthy, because people can actually listen to you, and people that listening is already enough than not being heard. You know what, guys, what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, I get you. It's like sometimes you just need to vent everything you feel, and if like
Hey, that's
it's
suspicious, man.
yeah, man,
No,
I'm gonna. That's kind of
Sus.
sus. No, but it's like it's not gonna work if you're talking to a literal wall. Like that's just not gonna work. You can tell everything to the brick wall next to you, but it's not gonna respond. It's not gonna give you advice. It's not gonna tell you it's gonna be okay. And that's the thing. Even if someone just listens and just nods along and says yes or no in a while, you know that you're actually being heard.
Yeah, totally. Are there some tips or tricks you guys want to give the people out there who are hiding their emotions or piling it up, like something that helps you getting calmer, or express your emotions, or just feel
Um,
better? Like, do you guys have any tips or tricks for the people listening?
Maybe even try to, like, almost make a deal with one of your friends that, like, you can, like, make a deal with them, like, yo, if I'm feeling this way, can I tell you? And then if you feel that way, you can also tell me. Like, kind of make a deal with, like, that, because then there's no pressure in them, like, being
Oh
annoyed
yeah,
by it.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
think
You
that
can.
would probably be a good way.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Just talking about each other. If I'm feeling sad, can I just tell you? And it's also the way around. Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty okay.
Yeah, or
That's-
feeling happy about something and you want to,
yeah,
you know, it doesn't always have to be sad. Like talking about sad emotions is important, but talking about happy things is also
also
important.
you also have to tell when you're proud of. So moving right along, this is kind of like a funny topic. So we only can talk it from a guy's perspective. We still don't have a girl sitting around talking with us too. So going into puberty. a lot of things are happening with the bodies. I'm talking about hormones, anything else. So, how did you guys deal with all the changes to your body when you're actually got older? How do you guys dealt with them? If you want to talk about it, because it's a very personal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys don't want to share
No,
anything?
No, I'm just
I wouldn't
thinking
say-
because it wasn't that
Yeah.
special for me. Like,
No, I had the same. The only thing it did was just make me more self-conscious. That's like the only thing that really
yeah.
Maybe
got out.
funny story at my house, at my home. So I used to have a real high pitched voice, and I always did like little voices of people or actors or something. So my mom said when I got older, "Can you talk normal every time?" And I was like, "No, this is just my voice now." And
Oh,
my mom
no.
couldn't believe that I got like more of a manly voice that I have now. And she was like, "No, you're talking weird. Stop it." And I was like, "No, mom." and then the high pitched voice came back like this, and it was very funny because my mom was like, "Is he lying or something? What is happening?" And it was just very funny.
What the fuck?
I do think some people might relate to you, but the thing that I had, and I know other people relate, is the question, when are you going to stop growing? I get that so often because I used to be not that tall, like 160 something, 170 something.
But you're not a small boy. Small.
No. And
You're
then,
a big boy.
and then just like one school year, maybe like a bit more, I just grew 25 centimeters. And since it's
25? That's a
yeah,
lot. That's a lot.
I'm like 188 or something, and I used to be, well, do the math, 163, so around 20 centimeters. And I know a lot of people gets this question. It's like, when are you going to stop growing? What are they feeding you? What are you getting to eat? And that's the thing I mostly got thrown at me.
Did you guys ever had an embarrassing moment, like when you're actually were starting going into puberty? Did you have like one embarrassing moment? Like, I actually want to know because I don't know if you guys had actually like some embarrassing moment in front of people.
Well, yeah, but it was a embarrassing moment on purpose because I wanted to fit in somewhere, and we were playing some kind of. All right, we were playing some
You
kind
have
of
to
game,
explain this.
and I had to do like the Gibby, and you know Gibby from iCarly,
Oh, the Gibby.
right?
Oh, from
Yeah,
iCarly, yeah.
So what I did, and we were like in school, and it was a public place, but we had like a hour in between. So, and I was like, no, I don't want to do this. All right, I took off my shirt. I ran through the hall. I screamed, "Gimme!" I ran back, and I was really embarrassed. But I was like, hey, it's a game, and I want to fit in. Hey. And in the end, like no one.
Was this true for dare or something?
Yeah, it was. It was. And it didn't work out bad because I didn't get in trouble, and most people probably forgot. And even if they do remember, it's like in a funny, positive way. But it was still embarrassing for me because I had quite the belly.
You had a belly?
No, you didn't have a belly.
You didn't have a belly. You're a skinny guy.
This, I am now.
What? Oh,
Are
yeah.
you-
You got to
are
show
you-
me a picture of Dan.
I am going to show you a picture. I used to be
Alright.
quite
But I
chubby.
knew you back then. No way.
You know, in first grade and second, I used to be quite chubby.
He's a big boy.
No.
I don't believe it.
I'm gonna show you guys a picture after this, and you're gonna
no,
be like,
I
"Wait,
never had thought
really?"
of you as a chubby guy. No way. No, I was the chubby guy. I'm
No,
still
no.
the chubby guy.
I feel you, Tom. I feel you. I feel you with that.
No, but I used to be chubby when I was like 12, 13. And
All right.
when I
Tom-
grew, that straightened out.
Tom, did you have an embarrassing moment? Because we don't hear a lot about you.
Yeah, show us.
I don't know. No, not really.
Not that comes up to mind.
Well, something, but I don't know if it's appropriate to share.
Well,
It's probably appropriate because
Well, it depends. Is this going to be
Alright.
PG-18 or?
Is it PG-18, my friend?
Yeah, this definitely is PGA. No, no.
Do you want to share it?
Yeah, it's not it's not a weird thing, but it's
Just
an
tell us,
embarrassing
tell us.
moment.
I'm listening, and I want to know it now.
Well, I think I'm gonna edit this out, but I'll tell you guys. So I'm gonna place a marker.
All right, so you're just you can just tell us afterwards, right?
No, I'm telling you guys. No.
You want?
But I'm editing it out because this whole is gonna get uncomfortable. I don't want this in.
If you don't want to, then we're not gonna.
Let's
All right.
continue.
Let's continue.
All right. So that was quite the story by Tom.
Yeah, you guys
We're
are
not
all
gonna
not
put it
gonna
in.
know it. Yeah, so
Quite embarrassing, and he doesn't really want it to be known.
It's not too embarrassing, but let's say
You rather not-
that what
rather
if
not
that
be-
the person that's in the story recognizes that I'm not gonna share it on the internet.
You don't want to
Let's
piss the
say-
person off.
Let's say it's something that you rather not had happened, and let people know, right?
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
a proper way
something
of
like
saying
that.
it.
Feel
It's-
like this could have been avoided, right?
yeah.
So, all right, let's move along. So, about being socially with people, and personally, I always was unconsciously thinking about my social status was important. I still think I'm doing something with my social status that I want to have a higher status. Not that I want to, but I still feel like conscious about it, if you know what I mean. So, how do you think social status is important to you? Because I feel like sometimes I'm always thinking about, oh my God, what do people think of me because I don't have this? And because I'm in a sneaker culture too. What do people think if I don't have the new shoe? I used to really have struggle with it. And that's just talking about shoes. But how do you guys feel about social status and how important it is for teenagers and stuff?
I think it's it feels really important for teenagers, man. I don't know. After you have like a friend group you feel comfortable with, I feel like you don't really have that. Like at least I don't, because I was socially conscious about stuff like that when I wasn't in the friend group that really was supportive, But after then after that. I kind of still do have it, but it's more on a level of not. I don't know. No, it's not.
It's difficult. I get you.
Yeah, no,
It's not
difficult.
something you. I don't think we.
It's
as me,
not
Tom,
physical for me,
No,
at least. It's
no.
not about physical stuff. So,
No, and I get you because I know that the friends you're talking about because we're in the same friend group, which were
Yeah.
really shaming you if you didn't have the newest thing or didn't spend the most money on something.
Are you
which-
talking about me or Tom now?
No, Tom.
Oh, and Tom.
And it
Tom,
was
Tom.
a really toxic group, and that's long past. But
Was it about the computers?
yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was. Yeah.
Was it the computer people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Computer people.
Computer people, and yeah. Well, it's I don't know where I want to go with this.
We zijn het helemaal kwijt, jongens.
I know, but it's yeah. What was the question again, Ruben? What was the question?
Fuck.
This
I lost
episode,
it.
it's it's fine. I think this episode should just be a bit shorter than the other ones, but that's fine. I think
No,
we should
no,
make
no,
this like a 35-minute episode
I
or something.
knew where I know where I want to go with
Yeah?
this. So
All right, let's continue, Jamie.
all right. So
I think
Can
we
we
should
cut
keep this
this?
in. No, I think we should keep this in just for the heck of it. It's funny.
I think it would be fucking funny if we just kept this in. We'll be very unprofessional, but that's the thing.
Yeah, it's
Cut
great.
it. We're gonna cut it. We're gonna cut it.
We'll see. I have a marker, but I don't think I'm gonna cut it.
All right. I'm gonna put the question again so we can just start here.
All right,
so
Tom, you go again.
personally,
No, not me again.
Ik vraag gewoon
Well,
Jamie.
you started the last time, so
Yeah, so it's fine now. Now you just continue your story. We're not cutting.
We are cutting.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
I have the final say about this since I edit it.
Maar ik ga het dan niet uploaden.
Fuck off.
That's your problem.
No.
And we don't have an episode 4.
God damn it, Tom.
I'm, as we would call in the Netherlands, I'm in a machtspositie.
You're abusing your position.
Yeah, I'm abusing my position,
Oh
definitely.
my god, jongens.
All right, let's continue.
All right, let's
Come on.
continue.
Ask the question to Jamie. I'll keep my answer in, and then we'll
All right,
see.
Jamie. So personally, I was always very conscious about my social status, and I probably still are, but maybe a little bit more unconsciously because I always want to have the new hype shoe because I'm very into sneakers. So how do you feel like social status was important to you or is still important to you? Like, how do you feel that pressure on you? Can you explain?
Well, yeah, I think it's because of two parts. You have like the extern, the outer parts, the people influencing you and are trying to get you to get the new thing, and I think it's your like yourself that contributes to wanting to up yourself, and it can differ because we were in the computer friend group, me and Tom, where there was a toxic environment if you didn't have the newest parts or didn't have this or didn't have that. And you just wanted that to like be able to be on equal ground with those people because they were toxic because
Yeah.
you didn't have the new things. But I also know a guy, and Tom knows him too. He's called Jeremiah. Let's call him Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
And he
Yeah.
was part of my old friend group, and
Oh yeah, I know what we're talking about.
and he wanted the new clothes. He was like a hype beast, and he knew because it
Wait,
was
are you
like
talking about me?
no,
Am I
no,
Jeremiah?
no. Does
Alright,
your
but-
name start with a J? I didn't think so.
Okay.
And
Keep going.
and he was a
sorry.
hype beast because he bought like a lot of shit from like Off-White and
Really?
Antisocial Social Club and that kind of
Antisocial.
and Supreme, and he bought some so and he was in
Okay.
a kind of thing. And the thing was, no one in his friend group shared that interest. So his only thing of buying these clothes, these things, to get up higher on a social level, was himself. Maybe he was influenced by, some guy that says, I like my Supreme jacket and it makes me look cool and richer than I am. I don't know. But he wasn't directly pressured as other people are in trying to up their social level.
When
And
it's
then
about-
I
Yeah?
think it's fine. Like if they wanna,
if you're
like,
doing it for
I-
the culture and for yourself, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just put. I'm sorry, Tom. I just answered your answer. Sorry.
no, yeah. You know what? You take over. I'll quit here. And
I'm sorry, Tom.
kidding,
I'm so sorry. But talking
Oh,
about
fuck you.
clothing, because in my own experience and when I'm going through social media, a lot of people are copying looks from others, and there's now called the Travis Scott effect. When Travis Scott is wearing something, the value of it skyrockets, and it's extremely weird because he's just wearing a shoe. Well, it's funny that I say he's just wearing a shoe because I'm a sneakerhead for life.
yeah.
it's not very true, but
yeah, man. What the fuck?
I feel like that's
Hypocrite.
I feel like that celebrities and people copying and wearing something really puts pressure on, because it's cool if Travis Scott or Kanye West or someone else is wearing it, and we want to have that same level of status. Do you guys agree with what I'm saying?
It depends, because I know Supreme, they tried releasing a microphone with Shure. It's like a microphone brand, and they were completely trash talked online for doing it, for working together with such a shitty, like, with the whole idea of making things limited edition just to sell them for $1 million. Like, they were trash talk because it's like a professional community. And everyone was like, this is gear. While we like the gear, don't make this into some commercial shitty product, you know.
Yeah, I get
And
that.
they were completely trash talk. So it I don't know, and I don't think they released it eventually. I don't know. Maybe they
The
did.
Supreme microphone. I
Yeah,
think there was a Supreme microphone, like maybe not the one I'm using now, but like something looking like this, right?
I think it
Yeah.
should have been a Supreme SM58, but I saw they released a thing on Instagram, and Shure was completely trash talk. Wait, let me look it up.
It's very funny because I feel like because Supreme used to be a very
Yeah.
for a very small community of skaters, and it exploded like with hype. And I feel like I never was. Maybe I was a little bit hyped about box logos, but now I'm liking the collaborations or the artistic value of some of the T-shirts they make. Because I'm not buying a Supreme shirt with just Supreme on it. I'm always buying something with a little bit artistic or graphic value about it. So I feel like that a lot of things changed with Supreme because it used to be such a small community. So that's very interesting that a lot of people caught on that hype. And it actually is a really big of a social status. Also, maybe here in the Netherlands, like when I'm seeing people wearing something that is expensive, people always are checking. I have people checking my shoes. I just see people just checking my shoes and just or give me that grim look from oh yes that shoes or just giving me that nod like oh I like that. And that's very very cool if people do that because we have sometimes a conversation about shoes. That's pretty cool. So moving further and to almost the last question.
No, I guess that's kind of the same here. Like as a musician, every time I walk with my guitar, and you see other musicians, you always look at each other like, "Hey,
Like,
you
damn.
play an instrument too, nice."
Yeah. And mostly you're like, that's a nice guitar, or that's
Yeah, I sometimes
that's a
even
rare guitar.
like if I saw the guitar and like out of like the bag, and I'm like, "Oh, that was a cool guitar," and then I sometimes even walk up to them and say, "Yo, what guitar is that?" You know,
I think
and
yeah. Keep sorry.
yeah,
I
no,
interrupted you again.
that's it, no.
I also feel like that people, when it's about social status, people want to have a little mark on them. People want to be stapled by something because I really like, for some reason, to be called that shoe guy, like the guy who has the cool shoes. For some reason, I still like it, and it's very dumb because I shouldn't care if people call me that or call me something with about the shoe. But I feel like people really like. That people can mark their something they do because maybe I don't know if you guys really like it if some people call you the guitar guy, like the guy who always have the guitar and can make music, right? I think
Yeah.
that's really important for people. Like they have a little bit of status. Like some people, oh yeah, we know him because he has always the cool things on or always makes the good music, right?
Yeah, but I do think those are the very like the things that are important on this like on the surface, but they aren't really like it's at the top, like at the surface, but the things that you really should approach people about are not the things like I don't know, it's not about approaching people. And I do like, you know, of course, yeah, if I hear some oh yeah, the guitar guy, then I'm like, oh yeah, cool, yeah, no, I like being known by that. But it's not something that's important to be known as.
Yeah, because I know what you mean. Because it's more important. Because if you are the guitar guy or the guy with the cool shoes, it's not like that is who you are. Because there's so much more. So I feel like those things kind of like overshadow who you actually are, right?
Well, I
Yeah.
think it's more because of what you're known for and not precisely what you are.
Yeah, no,
Because
yeah.
if I know Tom because of music, I'm gonna call him the music guy, or the guitar guy, or the studio guy. I'm not gonna call him the gamer guy. I don't know, because I know he plays music but also games. No, I know him because of the music, so I'm gonna give him a nickname or something like that because I
Yeah.
know him that way. And it doesn't have to be the truth. Like he can play music, but if that's not like his main time hobby, or his activity that he does most of the time, it wouldn't be correct. But because I know him that way, or met him doing that thing, I'm gonna call him that.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a. I know how you call it in Dutch, but it's like if you see someone for the first time,
Say it in Dutch. Say it in Dutch.
een opnamemoment.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
It's like a
It's like a moment.
everything is dependent. Like your opinion is dependent on that moment that
Like
you
that
see,
first
that
sequence.
you maybe see someone in, or like a test. You know, the test is taken from that moment of your knowledge at
Yeah.
that moment, and not your knowledge in the future. So that's what an opname moment would be.
It's like first impression.
Like,
You
yeah,
meet
First
it's
impression,
someone-
actually.
yeah, or not necessarily first, because they can be later too. But it's,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
two.
can- It's just the impression that you give off at
yeah,
a
it's like a
certain moment.
short-term impression, or now
Yeah.
medium-term impression.
So
Mhm.
let's move along because we're almost out of time. All right, guys. So I
Yeah.
want to introduce you to a term called foreclosure. Foreclosure is about identity, and what the term is foreclosure is when someone hasn't experimented with their identity and actually have the identity given by others. How other people see a person is how how the person is actually behaving. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
how do you feel like a lot of maybe a lot or some people are struggling with it or unconsciously doing this? Like because maybe I'm not sure, but I feel like I used to do some little things about it because I used to do. I always used to be acting happy because people always see me as a happy person. So I didn't show my sad emotion in front of that group. So how do you feel like this is such a thing it's happening for people? Jamie or Tom, just
Oh, yeah. Well, it can happen, of course, but it depends on who you hang out with. Because if you hang out with like one group for years, I think this is the possibility that you get foreclosure. I don't know if I'm using the term right. Is quite large because it's all you know for a friend group, and the way they perceive you, you're gonna live up to that. If you do it consciously or
Yeah.
subconsciously, you're just gonna live up to it. If you have more groups, everyone's gonna perceive you different. It's difficult to live up to the perceptions of one group and a second one and a third one and a fourth one and a fifth one. And I think then foreclosure is like a lot more difficult. And I think that way you're really indeed figuring out your identity. It's a lot easier because you're getting more opinions, you're getting more worldviews, you're getting more I don't know, ideas
Yeah.
instead of getting stuck in one final group.
like the one of the big things that's happening to people who are in this phase or in foreclosure is that they not experiment with themselves, and that's not mean in a sexual anything way, but not experimenting for the values they have in life or um, just experience in life in general. They're just not into, maybe not unconsciously or consciously, or just don't want to do it because they are anxious about people's opinions. So I feel like this might differs for a lot of people because I think it could be small, could be big, but I feel like people should be really thinking about am I who I really am? Do you know, I guess what I mean? Is this my identity, or is this
Yeah,
the
yeah.
identity made by someone else?
Yeah, it's like, do I want to be this person? And am I this person?
Yeah.
And it can differ because you can say, I am this person, but I don't want to be this person. Do I want to be this person? No. But am I this person? Yes. And you can switch it around. And indeed, it's experimenting with indeed your values, your way of life, your view on life, and the world as it is. And I think foreclosure is indeed not having that just living up to what you're supposed to think is not a good way to create your own person.
And also
Yeah.
kind of ties into the last segment we had about social status, right? Or like I feel like that's also about the identity people can give you about social status, that we are living up to the identity
Yeah.
people give to us, right?
Well, yeah, if you're the guy that frequently buys Supreme merch, you're going to be known as the Supreme guy, and you might not be that person from within, only the surface. And because you're getting labeled the Supreme guy, you might say, I am the Supreme guy. Let's buy a lot more of their stuff because I am that guy.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm gonna act that way because people say I'm that, right?
Yeah. And again,
Yeah.
it can happen consciously, subconsciously, but it can happen.
And Tom, how do you feel like people should reflect or maybe deal with it? Like, do you have anything to say to the people? Because I feel like that you're a very someone who's very down to earth and really knows what he's doing, right?
I think so. I don't know.
I
But wait,
feel like,
what do you want me to give like that exact advice on?
I feel
the
like,
people dealing
Tom,
with...
when I'm talking to you or know who you are, and maybe I'm giving you a little stigma now too. I feel like you're someone who's really down to earth and is living his life how he's wanted to be. So maybe, what would you say to the people there that live by the identity given to them? What would you say to them, like to explore something? Like, what would you say to the people?
Well, I do think we all have a piece of our identity given by the people around us, because the people around us is eventually also who we are. But to the people who really live to what other people want them to be, and they don't want to be what other people think they are, maybe do something radical that completely goes against that character, that stigma that you have. Maybe, I don't know.
I get that. It's a pretty cool one because you can actually see the reaction of people. Because sometimes when you do something new, it doesn't always have to be negative. We always think, oh my God, if I'm going to do that, people going to think I'm so weird. But it also can always pack out positively, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, yeah.
And
definitely.
it also actually ties in with our very first question about the opinions of others affect us, right? Because about Jamie, about theater with you,
Yeah.
you could have done it sooner, but you were actually not doing it because you thought people would have a more negative view of you, right?
Indeed, yeah. And what Tom was saying, I did it, and it quite changed me, indeed, for the better.
Yeah. And I also met you because I met all of you through theater, so it kind of packed out very nice, right?
Yeah.
It did.
It did. We're also not. Yeah, that's very funny because I didn't write these questions down to be tying up together, but it actually things
It
are
actually
tying down
did.
together. That's pretty funny, right? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
So for our last question, it's more of a personal question, and we all three of us should answer this one. So I'm first asking it to you, Jamie. Do you feel like you have achieved the identity you want to have?
I do think. I think the way I think about myself and the way other people think about me quite line up the way I want it to. And of course, there are going to be like overlap of people thinking I'm one thing and not being that thing, or me thinking I'm one thing and other people not thinking I'm that thing. But I think for the most part, the perception that people have of me is what I perceive myself, and that's the way I want it.
And what is one of the positive things about your identity that you're proud of? Like, give us one example.
Nerd culture. I'm not afraid to say I'm like a big nerd or a geek,
That's
and
pretty
it's a part of me, and I like things like the typical Star Wars, Lord of the Rings movies, all that stuff.
I love Star Wars.
I like reading fantasy books. I like Dungeons Dragons, and it's a part of my identity that I'm that guy that likes those things. And if
Yeah.
people perceive me that way, that's how I want to be perceived.
And Tom, for you, have you achieved the identity that you were dreaming or you wanted to have?
Well, let's state it differently. I have achieved who I want to be right now, and who I want people to like what I am, and who I think I am, and what the people around me think I am. I think that's pretty on one line. The thing is, I want to evolve. I don't know into what, but I don't think I like staying the way. Like there's principled things that I like about who I am right now, and I like. There's not something which I there's nothing that I completely think like, yeah, I should really change that about myself right
And
now. But there's
Oh.
you know, I'm open for evolving, and I hope I don't stay the same.
And what is one positive thing about yourself, about your identity that you're proud of?
I think with a lot of my friends, and I think they know that, I try to let it be known to them, but if they've got any problems, that they know they can also just always reach out to me,
All right.
and I'll listen. I think that's one of my more important things, because we're not here on this planet alone, and I think that we have each other is one of the most important things.
That's very nice of you. That's very kind of you.
That's really nice.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. And for me,
Shut up already.
and
Fuck
you-
sake.
all right. I'm sorry. What's
Yeah.
beautiful what you're saying, man? Come on, let me be happy for
Let
you.
us tear
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, okay. But
come
all right.
on.
What
all
about
right.
you, Ruben?
No,
though?
but
I wanna hear
Ruben.
about you?
Yeah. What about you?
About me, I'm very happy of who I am now. I feel like I've been through a lot of changes, and I'm very happy with the person I'm now and what my identity is and what I stand for. Because I feel like before I went to Canada, because I went to a Canada trip, I feel like after Canada I changed a lot. I became more responsible, and I actually found out what my values are and what I actually wanted to do in life. And I feel like I'm very happy of the person who I am now. Also, what Tom says, I still want to stay evolving. I still want to grow as a person. And maybe it's more of like I still want to learn. I still want to learn about other people, other cultures, and that's maybe why I also started the podcast, because I want to learn more about people, how people think, why people react in certain way, and I feel like that is something I still want to learn more about. So yes, I'm happy where I am now, but what you said, I still want to keep evolving.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and also what I'm proud of, I feel like I'm actually very proud that that I always want to see the positive sides of people. Always look someone as an individual and not as just another human being. Like sitting in a restaurant, or we can't sit at a restaurant anymore, but just looking
When we
outside.
used to.
Where we used to, just when you look outside, you see all these people and all these different lives playing out. It's just a very beautiful thing, and realizing that is maybe, in my opinion, one of the important things, that everyone is different, and that's actually beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
think
also
that,
a nice finisher.
Yeah. And
You're being strong on the finishers tonight.
yeah,
We're
and I
very
think,
strong on it.
and if you guys want to show that same love that we're showing to the people out there in the world, no. But if you
Well,
would show that
yeah.
love back to us by liking and subscribing, that would be pretty nice.
And also share the episodes maybe
Yeah.
to someone who is struggling with any of this problem or just needs a little bit of a laugh. Share it, because you might help yourself, you might help someone else, and you also might help us growing. And we really want to grow and help people
Yeah.
and reach the world around us, even though maybe our content is not top notch yet, but it will become better. Every time we're recording something new, we're gonna learn.
Yeah,
And
we
I
need
feel-
money, by the way.
Tom,
we cannot
you
just
need
ask.
a job, not
You
we.
need a job,
You
not
need a
us.
job. You need a job.
All right. Well, guys, we have a new thing.
And before,
we have a new thing.
Before we end this, in the
what?
description, you're gonna find a link to
a
our
link?
Look
our
in the
mate
description
Discord.
below.
For the
Wait,
Discord.
what?
We made a Discord group where you
Discord
can
group?
join. Yeah, server.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We have
But
a
you can
Discord
server.
Yeah, and you can
Ruben,
ask your
stop
questions,
acting surprised. Shut up already.
give suggestions. Maybe you want to see something different. Maybe you wanna
Different?
ask us. God
Oh,
damn it,
fuck's
Ruben.
sake. You know what? I'm going to mute Ruben from this
Yeah,
part
yeah,
on. You
AD.
guys.
All right. But if you have anything you want to let us know, you just want to talk, you want to find a new community, we're trying to start a community a bit, join the Discord. We'll try to
join
make
the
it fun,
Discord.
and
You can interact with us. You can interact with the other people that watch. And
Jamie.
you know what?
Who
You can
knows?
give us suggestions. Also for other things. Maybe something completely different than the whole podcast idea.
We have actually more surprises.
yeah, we have other stuff
Thinking
coming
about
up,
it.
but they're
So
really
many
early on.
surprises.
We're really early on, so we're not gonna
No.
spoil anything yet.
No.
But
So
we have
let's
other
leave it
stuff
at this.
coming up.
Let's leave it at a cliffhanger. And
Yeah,
I'd
indeed.
say go
For the
in.
next.
And
Oh,
out.
out.